All right, as promised, Maple Leaf legend Wendel Clarke joins us now. Hey, Clarky, I know you've got ready for these type of games almost 100 times in your career, and now, we know you bleed blue and white. Are the jitters still there after all these years?
I don't think I got the same jitters, but this is as you know, as an ex-player, this is the time of the year that you miss.
Let's get your feeling about this series heading into it. Obviously, we know the history of past years. How are you feeling about this year's Toronto Maple Leafs against this year's Lightning?
I'm probably more confident this year than any other year. I think we've got a deeper team. We can play at different levels of the game, and we prove we can score and win one-goal games versus just 6-5 all the time.
Clarky, it's so imperative that, you pick and choose when to be engaged, when to disengage, either scrums or one-on-ones. And, I think about a guy like Michael Bunting who likes to play on the edge. And, how do you pick your spots? But, when you watch a guy like Michael Bunting, where is that fine line for you watching him?
Well, I think he's got to be a great energy guy. He's going to be in the middle of everything. And the first game of every series and a little bit into the second game, there's a lot of players crossing the line trying to figure out where the line is. There's going to be penalties, as we watched last night, that players took, but it's just so much energy in that first playoff game and until the teams settle in and play.
Well, and as they try to find that, a crucial thing this year we know is going to be the Stars having a lot of success. What would you think the Stars could take away, Matthews and Marner in particular, from previous playoff years heading into this one, where we kind of know they're going to need to come through even more than they have in the past, where it's been okay?
Well, I think you have to be patient. I think they have to know that they're good, but they have to play well on their own end and the whole game, and not go out of their way to play defensive. But just if it's a 0-0 and 1-1 game going into the third, don't think you have to open it up and win it the first shift of the third period and give up a 3-on-2 or 2-on-1 the other way. It's something, just rely that the team is going to be better than the other team, and your big guys will, if given enough chances by the end of the series, will win it.
We're talking to Wendel Clarke, Toronto Maple Leaf legend. Clarky, just the commitment at the trade deadline and the players that they brought in, more straight line players. We knew you could always score, but we always knew that you could finish a check. But what has it meant to the Leafs, particularly players like Achari and Lafferty?
Well, I think they added we're a little heavier in the lineup, as in those guys finish their checks. They're hard to play against. It may not look like much of a hit sometimes when they're hitting you, but they both are heavy guys, and the other team feels it when they're forechecking. And that adds a lot to your team. It might be only 10 minutes or 12 minutes a game, but it's something that's really needed. And a lot of times those are the players by the end of the series have got the important goal or the important shift, and I think adding the players we did and not more skill was a good thing.
We had Brad May on yesterday, and he talked about the big goal he scored, and Ray Bourque talking about how he thought that May would dump it in the corner and try to hit him again. He had just basically worn him down over the series. Is it worth making that a priority for a team that hasn't been their game? Like the Maple Leafs, I think, have, as mentioned, added some element of that. But is it still something in game 1 or 2 that the Leafs should say, okay, this is going to be part of what we want to do in the first night?
Well, I think you want to finish. The guys we got, I'm hoping they don't start playing like the guys we already had.
Yeah.
We already have the skill and finesse and dipsy doodle and are some of the best in the league. What we needed is what we got in sandpaper and play the other part of the game, because it's the one thing about the hockey game, it's not one-dimensional and one way is going to win. You need all the players playing their role, whether it's the 5-minute guy or the 22-minute guy. You never know which one's going to be most important any given night, but you need them all if your team's going to win.
Clarky, a lot of Leaf fans still remember in the 90s yourself, Dougie Gilmore, Andrew Chuck leading the way. And just take us back in terms of what you felt, how much pressure you put upon yourself to carry the team in terms of that leadership role, and what Austin Matthews, Marner, Tavares, Nylander might be feeling this afternoon going into game one.
Well, they're feeling that they want to get off to a fast start, but I think they have to realize they have to stay calm and wait and see how it all plays out. But they're going to want to, lead. They've been there. They've been there 4 or 5 years now and lost the first round. So they want to make the next step, and they realize the team's better around them, and they're more mature and better players as well. So it's just go out and throw everything at it every game. You break the game down. If you're a 15-minute player, you think of how easy and how good the game is. Every 48 hours you work for 15 minutes, so you can definitely try as hard as you can.
So what would you think it would do? I know it would be unbelievable for this city, but you play a huge role, with the Toronto Maple Leafs still to this day. And there's so much doubt out there, isn't there? Like, this is a very good team. Would a round get people feeling things in a different way in this city? Do you think that would be enough this season?
Well, no, I think we were looking farther than that. Just 5 years of being a very good team, and
Yeah.
I think the confidence is the players. If they get through the first round, then they're the ones that, okay, we know how to do this. We've been here. We've done it now. And you're going to see the confidence in them. And then the fans, they're always there. We don't have to worry about the fans. We have the best ones in the game. So they're always there. It's just the players that if they can figure out how to do it, they will have the biggest learning curve or obstacle that they have to face is winning the first round.
We need a moment where you take on a Marty McSorley. That's what I think I'm looking forward to. No?
That's an accidentally on purpose run the goalie thing. We can't have that.
No, skill now. Clarke.
Skill.
Hey, enjoy the series, man. We know you're going to be busy tonight at the Scotiabank Arena, but also enjoy every moment, pal. Thanks for doing this.
Will do. Thanks, guys. All the best.
All right,
Thank
Wendell
you.
Clarke.